All right, just some general thoughts. Obviously, an extremely disappointing game, and I think that's really the word that I would choose of the day. I think our team, up until this point, have been very proud of how they've handled adversity up until today. And I would say that this was the first game that I felt like our guys didn't answer the call, did not handle the adversity. The look that I saw in a lot of guys' eyes was disappointing, and it was a surprise. You know, I would have really, particularly with how the game started, with the defense doing an outstanding job getting a stop, forcing the kick, giving our offense pretty good field position, and driving right down the field and scoring. I mean, that's what we needed to do to win this game. We knew that this was going to be a game of field position. We felt like their offense was not capable, and that we were talented enough on defense, and if we played our game and put them in position to win. Their offense took the field. They had to drive 80 yards every single time. That we felt very strongly that as long as we didn't turn the football over, we could win this game. And that was not the case. All of their scoring drives, 14-yard drive, 55-yard drive, 31-yard drive, 55-yard drive, and a 40-yard drive kind of sums it up. They didn't have to go 80 yards. We gave them some gifts, starting with special teams errors, the turnovers, and I think for whatever reason, which we've got to look into, we did not recover from that. We didn't have anybody that stepped up or made a play. We took a defense which is one of the best, if not the best, in the PFL, and we knew that was going to be a challenge on offense, but we wound up being the team that had to drive 80 yards most of the day, and we were not capable of doing that. Unlike on other losses where we weren't effective on offense because of what the defense was doing from a scheme standpoint, or mostly from a physical standpoint, this was not that. While they're a very talented defense, and I give that football team credit, we shot ourselves in the foot time and time again, whether it was an offsides penalty or a fumble or an interception or a bad pass or a lineman going the wrong direction. That was kind of a receiver running a wrong route, that sort of thing that didn't manifest itself in the first quarter seemed to get more and more prevalent as the game went on. So certainly a disappointment, and we're going to take a long, hard look at the film tomorrow, as ugly as it's going to be as a coaching staff, and we're going to figure out and find a way to get things turned around, and hopefully we've got enough competitive players and leaders on this football team that we're able to do that, so we can get a victory next Saturday.
John, how tough is that for you guys as a defense when they get the type of field position they got in the first half?
Well, it's tough, but in all honesty, the defense has to come out every single play and force turnovers, force 3-and-outs. You have to stop offenses, and we just didn't do that today. And we weren't playing physical enough. We weren't playing technically sound enough for them to even get a 3-and-out most of the time. So that, again, what Coach was saying, we did shoot ourselves in the foot by not playing hard enough on defense. Just give them field goals in bad field position, and then just giving those 50-yard drives, and we should stop them maybe after one first down, if not any.
John, they had 219 yards rushing. How good were their running backs?
Well, their starter, number 7, I can't remember his name right now, but he has been, I remember him from last year and the year before, and he's always been a pretty solid back, but even with, he just keeps running his feet, and that's just what we have to do as a defense as well. We have to get contact and then continue to run our feet, and that's just one of our problems right now.
Coach, did the weather at all turn anything that you guys wanted to do offensively that had an impact?
Yes, I think a little bit. We went into the game knowing that we wanted to run the football. I mean, it wasn't a major change, but Ben, early on, the weather was with the wind gusting and the ball was a little slick at times. He just didn't have that confidence. I think that as shown as early on when in the second quarter when he scrambled and actually fumbled the ball with nobody around him. He just didn't have a whole lot, I think, confidence in himself. In getting the ball downfield, which he had done such a great job of the week prior against Campbell. So it altered it a little bit, but that's football. The elements are part of the game, and we talked as a team, last night. It's the same. It's the same for Marist as it is for us, and the team that adjusts and adapts and conquers the weather. That's as big a factor in the game as can be, and it certainly wasn't a factor to start, but I think it certainly had some effect.
Coach, what can you guys do differently on special teams?
Well, right now we're a young team on special teams, and as I've said before, anytime you're playing a lot of young players, you're going to be inconsistent, and we're going through a lot of growing pains. What we're doing schematically is sound. You look at today, it's our punter, Kozlowski, drops a snap. The snap was about 8 inches to the left of where it should have been, and he dropped it. And that sort of thing should never ever happen. I'll be the first to tell you that, but just lack of focus took his eyes off of it and went right through his hands. So again, it's not one thing. We go down on the first opening kickoff and tackle them inside their 20-yard line. We get a great hit, a great one-on-one tackle, and those tackles were being missed earlier last week against Campbell. So it's not like you can point to one specific thing that, hey, we're not doing a good job of blank. It's the inconsistency. It's 1 minute, it's one player forgetting to do something on our punt block. Got blocked, and it's a mental breakdown by one person. It's not consistently the same person, or we would remove them and put in a different player. But that's just a hallmark of a young football team. And when you're young, you're youngest on special teams. We've got some veteran players that are playing for us on offense and playing for us on defense. We try to get some of them mixed in on special teams as well. But that's where our lack of experience and our youth. Really for any team, not just us, just in general. When you're playing with young kids, that's a difference, and that's the single biggest difference, which I've said before, in looking at Marist and their depth chart with all of the experience that they had. With 9 of their 11 starters on defense being seniors or fifth-year seniors, and it just goes on. You look at where it is. I think. In my mind, despite the fact that they were 0-5, this is a program that, Marist, their coaching staff's been in place. They've had their offensive and defensive systems in place. Their players are very comfortable. They've got recruiting up to the point to where they consistently have these players. And so now it's just seniors that are stepping up, and they're getting, maybe they're not playing as quickly as they would as a program like Valparaiso, but they're in the program and they're confident. And that's where we want to get this program at Valpo to where it's seniors just taking over and guys who have been there before, have the confidence, and that brings a lot fewer inconsistencies with it, and I think that showed today. They had a much more experienced group, and that showed.
Brandon, the coach was saying he thought this might be one of the best defenses in the conference. Playing against them, do you think he's right? And if so, what makes them so effective?
Yeah, I believe so. They feel really fast. At a standpoint, watching film on them all week, me and Coach Snyder, running back coach, and the running backs, we all seen how the linebackers like to floor around in there. The safety was aggressive. So, as a standpoint, playing them last year, they were a lot faster, a lot better this year, and they feel hard. So. Yes, I agree. Really good defense. So,
Brandon, the play in the fourth quarter, or early fourth quarter with the 4th down, and you pick up the 1st down, and you fumble the ball. Did they punch it out, or what happened there?
I was heading down, and I guess my momentum was going one way, and he yanked the other way. That's a habit I have to work on in practice.
What was it again?
I was going for it, like I was heading down, and as I was going down, he yanked the fender, yanked it back this way, so my momentum took me forward. So just a habit I have to work on when I fall, just not extending it so much. So.
What was it like for you, Brandon, to get more consistent carries?
I mean, during the week, we talked about it. I mean, we all, as backs, we all have our roles. So he told us the high end, we get the high end running back, we get the more carries. So I mean, just grateful. My lineman gave me the holes to hit. So it's another day for me.
Coach, would you consider giving Scott more snaps, or is that just a change just to make it late in the game?
Yeah, no, we decided to give Scott a chance. You know, it's late in the game, and you know, he's a kid who works hard. He's a great kid. Does everything we ask of him, and you know, he deserved. You know, certainly Ben was not playing at the level that we expected him to play at, and so at that point in the game, we wanted to give Scott a chance to go out there and get comfortable and get some more reps, and we felt like we gave him sufficient time to warm up. He had plenty of time to get loose, and you know, unfortunately he had you know, 2 very poor throws as well, but made one really nice one. So you know, hopefully he'll continue to improve. As of right now, he isn't at the point where I think he is pressuring Ben for the job, but you know, Ben certainly needs to play better. There's no question about it.
What do you have to do to get Jake and Grayson going a little bit?
Well, you know, it's interesting. You know, you've got 3 very talented players at that position, and you know, you try to, as you look at this type of game plan that you have going into the game, and with the style that we felt we could have success against this particular defense. We knew that Brandon was the man for the job, and his performance certainly against Campbell warranted getting some more snaps. But you know, those guys know when you're at, you know, that's our deepest position. We've got 3 very talented backs, and all a little bit different. So you know, the little things help. So you know, Grayson tweaks an ankle a little bit, and he's not 100%. Well, if one running back, we're not going to put a running back out there, you know, who's 80% when we've got 2 other good running backs who are 100%. So when Jake's, you know, tweaks his knee, then the other 2 guys step up. We do have, and we haven't done it enough, and we'd like to do more. Is we'd like to get to the point where we can put both of them out on the field at the same. There are 2 running backs out on the field at the same time, as opposed to a tailback and a fullback. And we do have a package that we've practiced at times, and we just really haven't had the opportunity. And a lot of that's because, as good as all 3 of them have been, all 3 have been hurt, and we've lacked that consistency. You know, Brandon had an ankle that caused him to miss a lot of practice time. Grayson had an ankle and a knee, and Jake had his knee. So we were at you know, we've had several weeks of practice where we've actually, our freshman Frank Katrine has been stepping in and taking reps as our first team tailback. So that's hurt our ability to implement that personnel group. But in an ideal world, absolutely, the 3 of them, and Frank included, I would say 4 of them are talented enough to help us win. And you know, as the particular defense is dictated, if we can get both of them out on the field, two guys out on the field at the same time, you know, that's all part of our quest. We need to put our best 11 guys in the end out on the field to give us the best chance to have success.
Any more questions? Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.